It's that time again for another episode of Bedlam Buds. It's a Boomer Center for me. I'm Ryan. Jeremy?
Go Pokes.
All right, you decided not to wear a hat or a beanie this time.
Well, you got to change it up. I wanted everybody to see my natural flow, to get the gorgeous locks going on here. So, everybody needs to have that thrill.
Well, it was a thrill in Stillwater today, and today we're recording this on Monday. No matter when you see this, today, tonight, tomorrow, or in 2026 or 27, this was the debut of Eric Morris. Now, Eric Morris, I think, is still going to coach North Texas in whatever their bowl game is, but he's in Stillwater now and was introduced by President Hess and Athletic Director Weiberg. And I thought Eric Morris was quite impressive. Did you get to see any of the new coach's remarks?
Yeah, I got to watch it, and I also got to listen back on it when the radio Triple Play Sports replayed some of the interview. Absolutely. It sounded like President Hess was kind of nervous, and Chad Weiberg's been through it before, so he was, exactly what we expected out of him. But then, Coach Morris comes up and he's also a little bit nervous. And I like that. I like that he had a little bit of that nervous energy. It wasn't a show of, I'm the greatest coach of all time and we're winning a national title next year. They're going to write books and create movies about Oklahoma State next year. He was had a little bit of nervous.
You're quoting Schnellenberger, right?
I'm quoting Howard Schnellenberger.
Schnellenberger, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they're going to
memories
write books and make movies over that in his 1 year in Norman. It just didn't work out. But Eric Morris didn't say that. He said all of the right things. He likes the city of Stillwater. He likes being up here. And the thing that to me, that what he said that was the absolute best was he was like, I'm 0-6 in Boone Pickens Stadium, and that pisses me off. He literally said that pisses me off because he's lost as a player, he lost as a coach. And so I love that fire. I love that he's like, I've never had a win there, and I'm angry about it. It's time for me to get a win. Luckily, in this case, hopefully it'll be that first game and the fact that he's wearing orange. So he said a lot of the right things. Again, really talked about his family, and Oklahoma State's a big family place. Talked about getting his coaching staff in and set up. And I believe that since North Texas did not make the college football playoffs, I believe they have an interim coach going to coach their their bowl game. And Eric is now in Stillwater 100% on the job for OSU, putting together his coaching staff and starting to look at the portal to see the guys that come into the portal, because that opens up here pretty quick, I believe. I can't remember exactly, but it's in the next week or two that the portal opens up. And honestly, Oklahoma State only signed 10, 11, 12 guys in this class. And when you're losing 20 or so that were out of eligibility, plus the possible attrition of the transfer portal of other guys going out, Oklahoma State's going to have to play the portal. They're going to have to play the portal deep. And that has to be his priority right now, as you get your staff together, and you have to trust that staff to evaluate the portal, because honestly, you hate to say it, but it looks like Oklahoma State did not do a good job of evaluating the portal last year with the guys that they brought in and the lack of success that they had.
So, question for you. Has there been any word on staff hires, anything like that?
Well, the offensive coordinator is supposed to be coming up. His general manager is also supposed to be. Now, again, I don't know any of these. The general manager, I'm pretty sure, is Raj something. I can't remember his last name. I'm pretty sure has been active already. But as far as outside of that, again, rumor was that the offensive coordinator, quarterback guy was going to come along as well. But outside of that being just a rumor, I haven't heard anything, because, again, he was just introduced today and he's just now putting his staff together.
Any word about Drew Mestemaker?
Well, of course, the word is that, everybody wants him to come up. And I don't know. Clearly, Coach Morris cannot address that, because he is no longer North Texas's coach. If he said anything about Mestemaker, then that's tampering, and we can't do that. So he did not mention anything about any of those guys that might come up with him. But the prevailing thought is if Mestemaker wants to move up to that Power Four, the big time conference, clearly coming up with the coach that believed in him, the coach that gave him a chance, would be a good place for him to do that. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of schools come at Mestemaker and saying, we can also turn you into, that next level quarterback. You don't have to follow Morris. But the prevailing thought is, yeah, we'd love to have him come on up and give it a try. I haven't heard anything about Haas Haney. His last social media post seemed pretty optimistic, said, it's hard to be sad when you're this content and this happy with what's going on. So Haas Haney, was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year at Oklahoma State and then got hurt in the first game. So I don't know if there's thoughts of him going into the portal, or if he's like, no, I think I can stick here and this coach can make me into a winner. And so I hope that happens because, A, you need depth as well. But, I like to see some competition for spots. Iron sharpens iron. Somebody just steps in thinking they have the starting role. Sometimes that's when you get in trouble and they haven't earned it. It was just handed to them, so they don't put in all of the effort that somebody who has to earn that spot. So I kind of hope that there is some competition for those spots, that Flores stays and Haney stays and Mestemaker comes up, and let the best man win. I mean, because the quarterback's the position that's going to take you that next level. And right now, Oklahoma State's next level is winning one conference game.
Well, that's right. And because they've won none the past 2 seasons, which is crazy. Coach Morris brought a ton of family with him, which is, his entire family has bought into this experience. And he even talked about wanting to revive Bedlam. Although, and we'll talk about this in a future video, the notion that schools are going to schedule tough non-conference games, except for the opportunity to showcase for a potential playoff spot, I think those days are probably over. And I think OSU might want to. I couldn't see OU wanting to. Why would you do that?
Why would you not right now? Oklahoma State's a soft little teddy bear that you just squish on and they roll over and you're done. However, Oklahoma State did.
That won't be for long.
Oklahoma State did win 2 out of the last 3, so there's that momentum if you buy into that, which I don't. But hopefully Coach Morris can get this ship righted, and in a hurry. Again, you bring in 3 or 4 really good players to make a difference, maybe out of the portal, that, gosh, you're winning 4 or 5 ball games, and then suddenly that next recruiting class, it's up a notch, and that becomes a really interesting ball game again. I hope that they do play, but I want it to be in a bowl game. I would like for it to be next year's playoff game, the 8-9 or the whatever it is. I think that
the 5-12.
Oh, I would settle for any of that. Are you kidding me? That would be terrific.
It would, it'd be crazy. So, the Drew Mestemaker, and I don't know. I would be surprised if he even plays in the bowl game. Why would you play in the bowl game? Why would you risk injury in a bowl game? I mean, everybody. I think it would be awesome if he went to Stillwater and stuck with his coach, but I just have a feeling that there's an Indiana, an Ohio State, a Georgia out there that's probably where he's headed, because I think he's going to be the premier quarterback transfer next year, and he'll get to pick his spot no matter what. So we'll see just how tight that pull is from Coach Morris if Mestemaker were to come to Oklahoma State. I mean, that could be the thing. You want a good start for Coach Morris, and landing him would be a marvelous start.
Well, and as I mentioned as well, there's going to be a lot of those schools coming at him. You're absolutely right. But Oklahoma State has put quarterbacks into the league. Oklahoma State has had success at that level. I mean, Brandon Whedon, played for a while. Mason Rudolph is still playing. So Oklahoma State has some quarterbacks. So it's possible to come out of Oklahoma State as a quarterback and make the league, which is what everybody wants. And so if you can revive a program that is struggling the past couple of years, if you can come here and win, I mean, look at what Morton's done at Tech. He's absolutely made his name and made him some NFL money by what he's done at Texas Tech this year against Big 12 defenses. So you have to hope that there is that allure of, this is the coach that believed in me. I will get a shot to play big-time college football on big-time television where my family can see, and this is a guy that turned me into the number one prospect, so let me go with him and see what happens. Now, that's pie in the sky. That's what I hope happens. But you're right. There's going to be a lot of schools probably calling his name, testing the waters on that. I guarantee there are middlemen right now talking to his agent from schools that the school itself or the program itself is not, but you have middlemen going up to him saying, hey, what would it take to get Drew to our school type of situation.
The new $100 bill being greased into a palm is a phone number.
100%.
Have your guy call my guy. So I think it was a great debut for Coach Morris. Showed a lot of heart. I agree that the nervousness was endearing, and it was a great turnout by Cowboy Nation out there just to support him. And there's nowhere to go but up.
Well, and that's exactly right. Apparently 1,100 people were at that today. That's a lot of people just to have the coach introduce and really not, there was some Q&A, but really not get too deep into it. You're right. The nervous energy was endearing. And to me, again, it was special because it also shows you it meant something to him, that it's important. So he has a little bit of that nervous energy, which again, I really like. And hopefully those 1,100 or so people that were there shows him that this community, that this school will back you, will buy in, will be that support for you. And like he said, now it's his job to start recruiting the players to come up. And now is his chance. He's got the big boy clipboard. Let's see what happens. And I'm excited about it. I think he's going to be a success.
Big boy pocketbook. So we will follow Coach Morris's progress as we go through the offseason, through the portal. If Drew Mestemaker makes a decision, we will bring you that. So for those of you watching us on YouTube, be sure that you like and subscribe here. And if you're listening to us on a podcast, be sure you follow and leave a 5-star review so that your other Cowboy friends can find Bedlam Buds. For Jeremy,
go Pokes.
It's Ryan, Boomer Sooner. We will talk at you later. Next video, by the way, you'll see it pop up in the next video. We're going to talk about the teams that didn't go to a bowl. Maybe we're calling them quitters.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.